So this time we're going to do a breathing practice based on the Feldenkrais method, and it's going to help improve the awareness of your breathing and the capacity. Think about the depth and the quality of your breath. If that was on a 0 to 10 scale, 10 out of 10 being really good, really easy, really free, and 0 is you're not breathing at all, which I know you're not there because you're speaking to me. Where are you on that scale right now?
I'm actually thinking that it's quite low. It's actually making me cough. It's about between 2 and 4 sort of thing. It's quite low. It's quite shallow. Yeah, I think it is quite shallow and low.
Okay.
Curious.
And is it more difficult to breathe in or out?
Out.
And now I'd like you to clench your buttocks and breathe in and see what happens.
It's changed out. It's more immediately. It was more difficult to breathe in.
Yeah. So
the out flowed better.
The out
definitely.
Better. Okay. So now that you've relaxed, you've released your buttocks, has that changed how you were breathing just generally?
Yeah, it's more even.
More even. Okay.
In and out.
I'd like you to tighten your shoulders and breathe in. And what happens?
Really makes it hard to breathe in, and out just flows quickly.
Okay, and then release. And now what's your breath like?
Again, more even. I can breathe in and out, and I can feel the in coming further down, or it feels like it's coming further down here. Okay. And the out I can feel is coming from behind my ribs at the back, if you know what I mean.
Wow. Sort of, okay, great.
Yeah, almost coming from behind. I suppose the lungs are encompassed round back there, aren't they? Sort of the whole rib cage goes around your lungs.
It is.
I'm not sure. Is there anything behind?
We tend to breathe up at the top of the chest, and we want to be breathing way down in the belly, because breathing down in the belly creates a support through the pressure in the abdominal organs to support the spine. So when we breathe out, it creates pressure in the abdomen downwards that tightens that area, which supports the spine.
Oh yeah, I can feel that.
It creates a vacuum to allow the in breath. The in breath isn't a forced thing. It's a vacuum process. As we tend to think, oh yeah, I have to breathe in, I have to put effort. No, we're just contracting the diaphragm, which pushes the abdomen down, then the air can be drawn in. So there's just awareness of what's going on, what we're doing with our breathing. Now, here's an interesting one. Clench your jaw and see if you can breathe.
Like this. Almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
I had to force.
All of this clenching is actually what happens at a more subtle level when the body gets stressed, tight, anxious. That then creates the symptom of having a problem with breathing,
You think?
as opposed to we've got a problem with breathing, therefore all these other things happen. No, these things have happened, the body is tight, and therefore the breathing can't happen naturally and freely. So something, yeah, so there's something in your body that is still holding on, and that's obviously another area to look at. What might be a trauma or the trigger? Where did it all begin? That's, yeah, but that's a different process. So now we've just done this little exploration. What is different about your breathing on that scale of 0 to 10?
It feels a bit deeper. I can feel the out breath coming from my back. So I would say it has improved, and it's more equal in the in and out.
Okay.
So I can give it a 6, I guess, 5, 6, perhaps. I might have been a bit optimistic with 6. I don't know. It's my perception, isn't it, really, to be fair?
It is your perception. Just so we've got a point of reference. Where did we start from? Where we ended up? So you're on a 5 out of 10?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And is it still equal breathing in and out?
Yeah, the out seems less labored, certainly.
So when you say less labored, is less labored than the in breath, or less labored than it was when we began?
Less labored than what it was when we began, and it's more equal to the in breath now.
But it's still different. If you say it's more equal, that means it isn't completely equal.
I'm almost inclined to say that the out breath at the moment feels easier than the in breath.
Okay.
Which is flipped the other way, hasn't it?
That's fine. It doesn't matter which way round it is. It's just point of reference.
Yeah.
And the fact that we've done these things, and if you're now relaxed, then that's great that your out breath is easier. That's just change. It's just showing that the change is possible.
Happening.
It's not because we're a particular way that it has to stay that way, and that it can change back and we can change it again. It needs to be appropriate for in the moment. So your out breath is easy. So we're going to start with the in breath, because the idea is if we find the one that's difficult and we then flip that and it becomes easier, it'll be more noticeable that something has changed, even if it then becomes equal. As if we make the one that's already good better, the change is not necessarily as obvious. So it's only about the awareness of what's happening that we use this principle. Obviously, we want the in breath and the out breath to be easy and flowing ultimately. So the way this practice works is that you're going to chop up the in breath in as small sections as possible, breathing in and out through your nose if you can, and ideally in through your nose and out through your mouth if that has to be an option. The in breath doesn't have to be a huge in breath as big as you can. It's just a normal in breath. You're chopping as small sections as possible. Then the out breath is a normal breath, and then we go round 3 times.
Okay.
We don't do more than 3 because it can then lead to hyperventilation. So you can then start feeling dizzy and a bit peculiar and lightheaded and that kind of thing. And we don't want to go there because that's not the purpose of the exercise. So I'm going to demonstrate, and hopefully you can hear it and just see it a little bit of what's happening in my chest if you're looking at the how the shoulders are moving. Not so easy on screen as face to face. So I'll do one circle, one round, and then you can come in if it's easy, or if you've got any questions, I'll then answer your question, and then we'll go round 3 times. Okay. So I find it easier to do it eyes closed. So were you able to see that and hear what I was doing?
I could see it, but I couldn't hear it.
Okay. So it's so it's only an in breath. It's not.
No, it's a draw in
Yes.
type
So
thing.
it's as small sections as you can.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, brilliant, perfect student. So now just become aware of your breath, what it feels like.
It feels clearer. If you can imagine that sort of maybe the tube was like this previously, it feels like that now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Feels like the airway is flowing.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Yes, that's true.
So all that happens now is we do the reverse. So the in-breath is a normal in-breath and the out-breath is chopped up. And I kind of call it a choo-choo train. So yeah, as you would go, woo, woo, it has that sense. So it's a normal in-breath. Yeah, good. And then normal breath. Looks like you're enjoying it.
I'm feeling the flow. I'm aware of the intake being more fluid. And again, being aware that the in-breath is the reaction in a way to the out-breath. And so it's being aware of that, whereas you normally start off with a in-breath which you pull in, whereas actually if you do a good out-breath, the in-breath becomes better because it's a reaction to the out-breath. That makes sense?
Yeah. And when we breathe out, it's much easier for our muscles to relax. What number would you give your breathing on your scale?
It's odd how you quite quickly fall into, well, this is normal, if that makes sense. And I'm going, well, it does feel better, but it feels normal. So what I've forgotten what to compare it with, what it felt like before. but I would still say that potentially we've gone up sort of 6, 7, because it feels fluid, flowing.